The following program is rated PG and may contain mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
The Super Channel Heart and Home After Show with special guests Kevin McGarry, Andrea Brooks, Jada Lily Miller, Javen Nat, and now the host of the Super Channel Heart and Home After Show, Elliott Wallach.
I am so excited that you're joining us for what I hope is going to be one of the best after shows you've ever seen. But you know what? Does When Calls the Heart deserve anything less? We just watched our first episode of the 10th season. Believe it or not, that was the 99th episode of the series. The next episode will be 100 episodes in the series. You know what? So this season, we really want to do something special. We have our own Tiffany Wallach on the set of Hope Valley, getting the actors' first perspectives and interviews directly from them on the set as they're filming. Isn't that amazing? And you know, as we film this, some of them, they haven't even seen the episode that you just saw. It was really fun. We actually got to watch it. They get so excited. You know, it was the first time they saw it. But there's a lot to get excited about this season. If the writers of When Calls the Heart, if they do nothing else, they like to keep things fresh and new. And what's more fresh than a brand new, piping hot, fresh spring of water? Tiffany's going to down there. She's going to get some comments from Jada Lily Miller, who plays Allie Grant. But first, let's take a look.
Hey, Mrs. Thornton. Hi, Coach Avery.
Oh, Cooper, Toby.
Hey, boys, don't go in there.
Maybe.
That's ice-capped water. It's not safe.
Feels more like bath water to me.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
He's right, Judge. Try it.
The hot springs, what a cool addition to the set this year.
Yes,
Can you
I agree.
describe those for me?
As soon as I got on the set, I was like mind blown. I was like, whoa, what is this alternate universe place? It was insane. The pools were like pretty big, like good sizes for it. I wish I could just like spend my day there. Like I go to the lake and I go to the beach now, but like imagine having like hot springs right in your backyard. That'd be pretty cool.
It looked warm. Was it? We didn't actually see you in the water in this episode, but was it warm? Did you get to get in it or at least touch it?
I did get to get in it. But it was warm, maybe a little too warm, because I was in this like old-timey bathing suit and I had like full clothes on, it felt like, and did not repel water great. So yes, it's warm, maybe a little too warm.
More like a hot tub.
Yes, exactly.
In that scene, we got to meet a new character this year, Toby, who's in the class. Can you tell me a little bit about the actor who plays Toby?
Billy, who plays Toby, is really into games. He's my game buddy. We like to all go in the Atco trailer, us kids, and we play a bunch of games, and he's the one that's like really into it. No, but he's really sweet. He's a great kid.
So in addition to Toby being a new character, there's another new character, a furry new character.
Oh, yes.
Let's take a look.
Oh my gosh. Did we get a dog?
No. And don't get attached. He's got more attitude than you do.
Right. So much attitude. That reaction of mine is real because I was so happy to finally get to work with a dog. You know, I've been working for a while, and when I was little, I just always wanted my character to have a dog. So Scout was great to work with because, well, he was great when I had treats in my hand, and he would come directly to me and lick
Is that
them
how
off
you
of
guys
me.
did it?
Yes, I
Okay.
always had like a piece of meat on me, and he would
Okay.
come and eat it off me. So yeah, I liked him though. He's very cute.
It's nice to have. I mean, because there's horses, and we've had dogs on the show before, but hopefully Scout gets to stick around because I always think it's just a nice element to add to the show.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Also in this episode, we learned a little bit more about a passion of Allie's, and that was writing poetry. She finally gets up enough nerve to show it to Mrs. Thornton. Let's take a look at that.
Yes, Allie?
Mrs. Thornton, I was wondering, would you be able to look at a poem that I wrote?
Of course.
It's my first one. Well, first good one. But I was wondering if you could tell me how to make it better. You being a writer and all.
I would love to.
Do you approach a scene like that differently than maybe one of your scenes where you're throwing the bucket?
All scenes with Aaron and Kevin and all the actors on the show are so easy to play off of and so fun to do that I really just go into it with what I think, how I'm gonna play it, and my dad's my acting coach, so how we think we're gonna approach it, and then I play off what the other actors do as well.
Well, in this scene, why do you think Allie was so afraid to share her work?
Allie, she kind of like puts on this facade sometimes, and she does throw her pail, and she does like act kind of tough, but deep down she does like have some vulnerable moments that she does want to share with people, but she sometimes doesn't know how to express her feelings that way. So this is a great scene with Aaron to be able to show more of Allie in that light.
How do you like working with Aaron? Because I feel like the two characters, we've watched her grow, Allie and Mrs. Thornton grow together as characters. And how has it been working with her, just personally?
Erin is such a great friend. She's just an amazing person inside and out. It's like you can really tell. She is like, if she was a teacher, all the kids would actually love her like we do because she is just an amazing person.
How do you think their relationship has changed over the years between Allie and Mrs. Thornton? How has it grown?
I think Allie has realized that Mrs. Thornton, she just wants to help Allie, and like at the beginning she really wanted to help Allie fit in with all the other kids, but now she also just wants to help Allie grow as a person and like help her with her poetry and help her with other things that she's interested in, and that maybe Allie not having like a mother figure, maybe Mrs. Thornton can kind of step into that, and maybe she feels a little motherly towards Allie.
Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that, right? The teacher does sort of fill that role for her because it's always the relationship between Allie and Nathan. But she does sort of fill that mom role, sort of looking up to that, older woman.
Yes, and we all look up to her too, like even in real life.
Right.
Like, she's a superstar, she's great.
It's called Carpe Diem. Carpe diem and seize the day, so the ancient poets say. We have this moment, so make it count. Never mind when troubles mount. We'll help each other through thick and thin, blessed to have the moment we're in.
Jada, thank you so much for being on the program.
Thanks for having me.
When I was watching you, I think it was a blooper reel, and I saw that you were doing this dance off set, and I was like, yeah, that's somebody I think I would really hit it off with. I love people that don't take themselves too seriously. That's you, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't take life too seriously. You gotta have fun, so I'm always dancing.
Right, yeah, I totally get you. I met your mom, and she was just such a bright light and really extroverted, and then I didn't met your father, but I understand he's very extroverted. You guys are the extroverted family.
Yes, we have a family of leaders. None of us are followers, so we really like to be the one in charge. So we're all extroverted, and that's where I get it from.
That's awesome. I think they should have like a charity event, like go bowling with your family. We'll go raise money for something, because it sounds to me like I would bid on it. It sounds like it'd be a total blast. You have such a bright and engaging personality, which makes you wonder, when you're working with Kevin, because I think people would be shocked just how funny that guy is. He's one of the funniest people I've been around. I even asked him if he did stand-up comedy, because he's a really funny guy. What's it like to work with him?
The first time I met him was in the callback room, actually, and during the scene when we were walking off, I think it was the one where I'm holding the fish in one of the first seasons, and I'm like, I caught these for dinner, but I skipped school. But so I'm in the callback scene, and literally as we're walking off camera, he like just starts joking in character with me. So Kevin's always been a funny guy, and the joking hasn't stopped since then.
Thanks again, Jada. Thanks so much for being part of this.
Thanks for having me.
Now, speaking of funny, Tiffany is on the set right now talking to Kevin McGarry about the first episode of season 10. But before we go to her, let's take a quick look at a clip of the newest, furriest Mountie to come to Hope Valley.
Constable Grant?
Yeah.
I need you to sign for a drop-off.
I wasn't expecting a dog.
Name's Scout. He's been assigned to you.
Assigned by who? I didn't request a Mountie dog.
Superintendent Hargraves is allowing a special exemption.
What kind of exemption?
Scout may have been cut from the training program.
So he's not a Mountie dog.
He's a failed Mountie dog. And he's gonna be with you for a long time by the looks of him. Oh, it's good. Haven't had a Mountie dog in town for a while.
Scout, come.
Looks like Hargrave still has it out for you, pal.
That leash scene, it's like they
The
cut.
leash scene.
Was someone
I felt it was supposed
pulling
to be like a
Yeah.
Well, there's movie magic for you. Somebody was on the other end pulling it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But I think I oversold it right there. I was like, whoa. The guitar music, that steals the scene.
Well, that John.
Who does that slide guitar? John?
Well,
yeah, John
I mean,
Serrata?
Serrata.
Serrata.
Yeah, he's the
Don't tell John
composer.
Yeah, John
Yeah.
Serrata. That was.
Yeah. No, he does
slide
such a
guitar.
great. It just sort of makes it brings some magic to
Yeah,
it.
and comical.
Yeah.
Comical. Yes. So there is a dog that
There is
arrives
a dog.
in Hope Valley.
Is
who
that new best friend? Do you think?
Not at the beginning. I mean, and maybe not in the season. We'll see. But you know, there's a rocky start to this. The last thing Nathan wants is somebody else to look after. So yeah, hilariousness ensues.
So you guys work with horses, obviously. Does working with a dog bring in a different sort of challenge?
Yeah, I tried to ride the dog. It didn't have the same effect. No, the dog, actually, do you know what's really cute about this dog? The dog, the trainer had to bring a service dog for the dog. The dog needed its own kind of, like, well, you know when people get nervous or they have anxiety and the dog calms them down?
Yeah.
That dog had its own service dog for the first episode, just as it got used to, you know, the horses and the people and everything. So that was pretty cute. But he was great, and yeah, it's a lot of fun working with that dog. He's pretty great.
I think maybe he serves a purpose because, at least in my opinion, do you think that he helps show a different side of Nathan?
Oh yeah, I think that's why he was brought in. Like it's you know to bring out, you know, a warmer side of Nathan, and you know, Nathan's going to be resistant to it at the beginning, of course, but you know, we'll see as this thing goes along, you know. And Allie loves the dog, you know. Everyone loves the dog. It's kind of like what's the frog in the WB? You know, remember the old guy gets the frog, and the frog sings and dances just when the old guy's around, and then for everybody else,
he doesn't do it. Yeah.
It's kind of opposite. Like the dog is singing and dancing when everybody else is around, but when it's just Nathan, it's just sitting there doing nothing. So,
yeah, we saw that when, you know, Allie shows up and
he doesn't
dog's
listen.
like, oh yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Although she did tell me that she has food in her hand.
Allie did, or Jada?
Jada.
Yeah. Well,
to me.
they never gave me that trick, so it was just me yelling at the dog.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I think it does bring out Nathan's fun side. He's been a little stoic in the first few seasons. We have a scene that we can look at.
A stoic scene?
No, a scene of how it brings out the fun side of Nathan.
Oh, okay. You've got one coming, like
I do,
queued up in the old film crank or however we're doing this. Okay, let's
take a look.
Let's check it out.
What do you have there?
Oh yeah, this scene. It's like, what is happening? Fine.
Wow. Nathan, that's really nice. May I see the rest? Adopt me?
What?
Nathan.
You'll excuse me, I have to get this to Ned to mimeograph it along with the wanted posters.
Yeah, he tries to get rid of the dog right away. Nathan is heartless.
Can Kevin draw?
Well, can Kevin draw? I mean, that it's a pretty nice cartoony draw. I was like I thought he was gonna be like Titanic, like, you know, like it was gonna look like a dog. And to me, that was a very cartoon dog, I thought. I don't know. Did you think it looked like a dog?
I thought it looked
Shaggy
cute.
Dog.
It
was
looked like a
cute.
cartoon.
But I think if somebody went to adopt the dog that Nathan was drawing and then saw Scout, they'd be like, that wasn't the dog that was in the picture.
close.
Yeah. That's what
But I'm assuming you didn't draw it. The prop department drew it. Come on.
Are they gonna see this? It was a beautiful dog that was drawn on the piece of paper, and the prop team did a great job. That's them right there. Angry.
Yeah, they're listening.
Yeah, they're ready to come get me. Sorry.
They're listening. Do you think the writers are putting more of your personality into the character of Nathan?
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm also putting a bit more personality into it. I remember when I first joined the show, the template of Nathan was supposed to almost be like Kevin Costner in The Bodyguard. Oh. Very stoic, very quiet, very, protecting of Elizabeth. And as we've moved on in the seasons, I think, we've been able to see a bit more of his personality, and I think, I think they like a bit of the comedy that his character can bring, or that I can bring to Nathan. And yeah, we're starting to experiment a little bit more in that direction. And I think people want to see him kind of come out of his shell a little bit. And that's, his journey, I think, in Hope Valley is that Hope Valley is the thing that is starting to open Nathan up from being so sheltered for so long. So
another storyline in this season is your relationship with Faith. And Nathan's had a little bit of a rocky road.
A little bit, yeah.
Why do you think that he and Faith just can't quite get into sync?
Well, I mean, we explore that as we move further along into the seasons. But what is known in the first episode is that they tried in the off season to maybe start something up, and they just kind of were, nothing was lining up. It just wasn't lining up the right way. So maybe it's not meant to be, or maybe it's just because they're both holding on to something. So that's what we'll kind of find out.
Nathan, you worked things out with May.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Then why can't you work things out with Faith? Unless there's...
No, there's... I mean, she doesn't... I mean,
If there's nothing there, then why don't you clear the air?
Nathan and Faith have gone through a few things, and that doesn't play out on camera. So we're kind of picking up in the middle of some awkward tension. Things were good, presumably, for a while, and then they kind of fell apart. And now we're picking up the pieces to that and kind of seeing what manifests.
So another storyline that carried over from season 9 was Bill and his health. I have a clip. Let's take a look at it.
Bill! You're back.
Yeah, all good, Faith. Doctor says I'll live forever.
That's funny, because Dr. Murphy's office called to say that you didn't show up.
Oh, why bother? They all say the same thing. I might be dying, I might live for 10 years, nobody knows.
I've been studying recent cases just like yours in the medical journals.
Faith, I appreciate everything you've been doing for me, but I don't expect you to work miracles.
Have you at least tried getting exercise and fresh air like we talked about?
I'm feeling fine. Let's just leave it at that.
That was the very first scene that I shot in season 10.
It was.
Yeah, and it's just funny seeing it because it's just all coming back to me.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things we noticed in that scene, is, are you expecting?
Yes, this is the very beginning of the Spot Faith's baby bump, or I should say my baby bump that we tried to disguise all season. And I remember we ran through this a couple times, then at the very end, I was handed a prop just to kind of use, perhaps, to kind of hide things. I can't remember how far.
You don't look very far.
I think it was 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6 months here.
Okay.
So I had a little belly, but things grow as we go.
In that scene where, Bill's health and she's concerned about it, why do you think Bill is so resistant?
Bill is one of my favorite characters on this series. He's so reluctant to show his soft side. He's hardened. He runs the town in so many ways. He doesn't want to be bothered, and I think that acknowledging that there's a problem makes him perhaps feel a bit defeated. Yeah. So he's so resistant, and I really admire Faith in this for being so persistent. And you'll see this storyline continues on, and of course it's also a continuation from season 9. And I like their dynamic, and I like the fact that she won't let him off the hook.
Yeah, and she really cares about her patients.
Absolutely. Yeah. And she'll chase them around town. She's known to do that. So here she is once again, hunting him down when he wants nothing to do with her. But she wants what's best for her patients.
In this episode, the girls have moved into a new living situation. Tell me, what do you think about that, having the girls all live together?
Well, this was kind of a fun tidbit for Hardee's because we don't see where all the characters in Hope Valley live, typically. It's presumed that we live in row houses. I've always joked that Faith lives upstairs in the doctor's office. She just never leaves work because that's her all-consuming thing to do in town. But it's really exciting. We get a roommate situation. A group of us who are good friends are kind of moving in. And then, of course, you have the joke with Nathan, who happens to, look over and see what's happening on the day. But no, it's a fun little living situation. And you know that that's going to add some extra camaraderie into the fabric of Hope Valley.
And maybe some discussions about Nathan.
Perhaps.
I guess everyone dancing. Even Nathan was having fun. Maybe it's time you two buried the hatchet.
There's no hatchet. Maybe you're right, but it's not like we ever had a relationship. Not like me and Carson.
You two were practically engaged.
Then life took us in different directions. But we're fine.
Then why can't you be fine with Nathan?
Unless you actually do have feelings for him. It's fine with me if you do.
I don't.
Well, I definitely don't. There's nothing there except friendship. He's fun to have as a friend.
And I think real love is worth waiting for.
We find out that all three of those ladies are going to be living together. And two of them have big history with Nathan. And, you know, the other one, Fiona, just likes to gossip and talk. So, you know, he's a little worried about what's going to happen there. And then you see the old wave where the misunderstanding wave at, do I wave at Faith? But then May thinks that it's for her and Faith doesn't. Or do I wave at May and then Faith comes out and thinks it's for her, but she doesn't wave back.
Yeah, just
confusion.
Awkward.
Awkwardness, you know, it's
right.
Nathan's middle name. Yeah, it kind of sets some things in play for his romantic journey through season 10.
Will you join us again for another episode?
I don't know, I got a lot of stuff going on.
Think about
Maybe.
it. Okay.
If I'm free.
I hope so.
If I'm free. You can call me, text me me first.
I'll text your people.
And then, just get my people and we'll figure something out.
All right, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin and Andrea, they're always just such a delight. Now, our next interview is somebody that I've actually grown attached to just over the years. He's a very talented person. I'm talking about Javen. And when I saw that it looked like at the beginning of this episode, it was like, oh my gosh, are we going to lose Javen? That freaked me out. Let's take a look.
Everything all right?
Not really. My mom and dad got an offer on the farm. I guess I'm moving to Cape Fullerton.
Why? Your family seems so happy here.
My dad's been looking for a new job since the derricks closed. First time I seen the script, I got pretty nervous. It caught me off guard. But once I realized how it played out, I felt a lot better. And also, I was really excited to show that emotional side of Robert again because we really don't get to see that often.
Why do you think Robert delivered that news to Elizabeth and not his parents?
I think, he's grown up with Mrs. Thornton as, like, his teacher, and she's always been there to help him through, like, everything that he's been through. So I think, in a way, he knew if he was the one to tell her, it was almost like a cry for help. Like, without, like, outright asking her for help. It was Robert's way of saying, like, please help me. I don't want to leave Hope Valley.
Obviously, Robert loves Hope Valley. How do you feel about Hope Valley? Even though it's a fictional town, how do you feel about the real Jamestown community here on set?
I love it. It is, like, every season when I come back, it's like coming home again. Everyone here is just amazing. I always say this, it's like one big family. So it's like coming home to my family.
Do you guys hang out, like, offset? Are you friends with some of the other kids?
Oh, yeah. We're all friends. Like, Jada, Christian, Ava, everybody. We're all friends, yeah.
And it's funny, I call you kids, because when I see you on camera and in costume, you seem younger than you are, right? Like, are you driving?
I am driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you still in high school?
I'm not. I just graduated, yeah.
Okay. So any big plans? What's future look like for Javen?
Obviously, I want to keep acting, and I want to stay on Calls the Heart. But I also really want to do film school, and I want to, try out directing, and I want to produce, and I also want to write stuff as well. So, just kind of dabble in everything in the industry.
For your character, Robert, if you could pick a storyline for the future, is there any kind of storyline that you'd like to see Robert play?
I actually really want to see Robert be a mechanic. Because, like, we've seen him do so much, whether it's, like, taking care of horses or babysitting or, like, delivering newspapers. He's always, like, he always wants to be that guy. Like, his catchphrase, I'm the best man for the job. He's always wanting to do something for the community, and he wants to be, like, the guy that's always there to help. So I feel like what better job than the mechanic, because you're always fixing something, you're always helping somebody.
Well, it seems like they kind of planted the seed that maybe he might want to be a Mountie.
I know that, like, when it happened, he got pretty scared and wasn't just yet ready for it. But I think definitely after he grows up a bit more, he would go back to that. I actually really like that storyline too. I could see Robert being a Mountie and wanting to help people that way as well.
I remember that scene when the horse took off on you. Were you, was there a stunt double involved, or were you, did you do the whole thing by yourself?
Actually, there was a stunt double involved, but I did part of the riding as well. For like, at one point, I had to like hang off the horse and ride full speed in between two cameras. It was the most like terrifying thing I've ever done, but also the most thrilling thing I've ever done. And I was so proud of myself that I actually did it. It was awesome. It was my first stunt too, so what a way to start.
And were you familiar? Were you, do you ride horses? Were you already good at it?
I hadn't before that, but they gave me lots of lessons and stuff, and I had like private training with them before, so I was I was really comfortable. And the horses here are amazing. They've been on this show for a while, so the horse started controlling itself. Like once it heard action, it would take off. I wouldn't even have to do anything.
Without giving anything away about how the season is going to play out, how would you describe season 10?
It's intriguing. Your eyes will be glued to the screen. That's all I can say is just buckle up and be ready because it gets interesting.
All right, we're ready. We're excited to see it. Thank you so much for joining me on the first after show.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Hopefully we'll have a chance to have you on again and talk some more.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
And that completes our program. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for all the people that helped put this together. And we'll see you next week for the Super Channel Heart and Home After Show.